Conclusion inevitable.
It was a jump to conclusions, Matt.
My conclusion was that this idea was not a practical deterrent.
My only conclusion can be that it was a Sith Lord.
In conclusion.
Hello there, folks. Welcome back to In Conclusion, the only movie podcast that's great no matter where it goes. You can dress it up from its head to its toes. I'm Dan O'Keefe, and joining me as always is Anna Otto. Anna, how are you?
Phenomenal, because let me tell you something, Dan. Remember how you said mannequin was a part of Anna's life?
Mm-hmm.
This was my mannequin. I watched this all the time growing up, so I'm really excited to be talking about it today. If I burst into song, don't judge me. This was my Tyra Banks, okay? She wasn't body-shaming people in life size. Anyway, blew the surprise. Sorry. How are you?
What surprise? The surprise that Tyra Banks is in this?
Oh, I guess. I read the title of the movie, but whatever. It's in the title of the episode.
Yeah, people know. I don't know why I keep trying to keep it a secret. People know when they click on it. People aren't like, ooh, new episode. What's the secret movie they're talking about this week? We say it at the end of each previous episode, and also it's anywhere if people can read. So
that's true. Open your eyes, everyone. Sheeple.
But to answer your question, I am good. I have this week been making it a point to drink enough water, like the recommended amount of water.
Yes, that's always life-altering.
I am so upset. I am so pissed.
It makes you feel full too.
I hate
that's just
that
a me thing.
It works. I feel so much better. I wake up rested.
Yeah.
Did you say tran?
I meant to say train, and I also went to say rail at the same time, and for some reason it came out tran. I don't know.
I wake up rested. I'm not as hungry. I'm excited throughout the day. I don't have an energy crash in the middle of the afternoon. Ugh, it sucks.
Dang. God, no energy crash in the afternoon is probably the sexiest phrase I've ever heard in my life. I want to not have an energy crash. I want to be wide awake. Oh.
Well, speaking of somebody who is wide awake throughout this movie, I don't know who is, but I guess somebody is. Today we're talking about
my childhood.
Today we're talking about life-size. Actually, a ABC Wonderful World of Disney original movie.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And my grandma had it on VHS when I was growing up, so me and my cousin watched it all the time.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Life Size, written by Mark Rossman and Stephanie Moore.
Mm-hmm.
I
say that like I would have known off the top of my head.
He also directed it, and he directed A Cinderella Story.
Slay, honestly. Iconic.
Stephanie Moore is an actress, and she has been in Priscilla most recently.
Priscilla? Oh, the Priscilla movie. I was like, what?
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Starring Tyra Banks, Lindsay Lohan, and a bunch of other people. Doesn't really matter.
2 stars, honestly, of the early thousands.
Produced by Walt Disney Television. It was originally aired on March 5th, 2000 on ABC as a part of the Wonderful World of Disney.
Oh, the memes are just flowing back.
When it originally aired, it was seen by 13.58 million viewers.
Yes.
Making it somewhere around the 20th most popular program on air that week.
Oh, that feels low. It should be the top number 1 because it's such a good movie, but okay.
I'm going to quickly run through everything above it.
Okay.
Okay, so right above it, another movie that aired on CBS, The Perfect Murder, Perfect Town, Part 2.
Part 2, thumbs down.
Above that, the show Norm with Norm Macdonald.
Never heard of it. I was too
Above
little.
that, the movie Catch a Falling Star. Never heard of that.
What? That sounds hokey.
Above
and
that,
lame.
an episode of 2020.
Fair.
Above that, an episode of Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Fair.
Above that, Dateline and Frasier and Jag.
Okay, pause. I love Frasier, so that's honestly very fair.
And then The Beach Boys Part 2.
What?
I assume a mini-series.
I'm stunned.
And then Ally McBeal, Judging Amy, NYPD Blue, an NBC show called Jessie, not the Disney Channel one. Dharma and Greg, Everybody Loves Raymond, the power block of shows that my parents love, Law and Order and 60 Minutes.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why I say my parents love. I love them. And then the show that's in the 6th spot is the Drew Carey Show, and I only pointed out it's in the 6th spot because the top 5 slots of programs that aired that week are all taken up by one show. Can you guess what it is?
What channel is it on?
It was on ABC. ABC just like ran the table this week, but it was on ABC.
ABC in 2005?
2000.
Oh, 2000. I don't know.
It is a game show.
Family Feud?
No.
What was it?
Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? The original
Oh,
run
shoot! I forgot about that show, and I used to watch that with my grandparents, too. Dang it.
of it. You and your grandparents were probably one of the 31.98 million viewers.
Maybe. I doubt it because in 2000 I was 5 and my cousin was 6 or 7. So they probably screened it before they let us watch it, unless it was specifically billed to little kids. Which, excuse me, dear listener, I had to pick up my fiance from the airport late last night, and I am still tired. I'm thinking they probably watched it first or heard from a friend that it was good, and that's why we got to see it. Grandma was a little strict about stuff like that. Like, my family, I think I've told you this before, I wasn't allowed to watch Napoleon Dynamite. Nobody in my family, at anybody's house. Not my grandma's, not my parents, not my cousins, nowhere. I was not allowed to watch Napoleon Dynamite because it was deemed inappropriate.
They were worried it would instill feelings in you.
No, my mom thought it made fun of people, like, who were different.
Interesting
I
read.
think that comes from the fact that she's a teacher and was a teacher and she knew kids who were like similar to that in real life and was like, we shouldn't bully them. They're just people.
I would say growing up, I did not have that same restriction on content of like it had to be screened before I could see it. Not in any sort of like bad way or like I was also my parents don't watch a lot of like heavy action stuff. It would all just be like drama stuff that I didn't understand anyway.
Yeah. You were also the third child, Dan. I hate to point that out and bring that up.
That's true. When I was 8, my brother was 14. So by that point, there was like, watch whatever.
And me and my cousin were both only children, so.
But I did see School of Rock in theaters.
Amazing.
When I was 5, I think.
Nikes. Okay, well.
Good call. Good wording.
Thank you. My coworker says that a lot, and now I can't stop saying it. I stole it from her. Sorry, girl.
I'm just looking through this list of other things that were airing that week. That 70s show, Boy Meets World. The last program listed was I Dare You on UPN.
What? I don't even know what channel that is.
But
I love that 70s show. I'll say that.
The 3 highest rated programs on cable by viewers was Monday Night Raw at 9 p.m., Monday Night Raw at 10 p.m., and The Sopranos.
Amazing. I would expect nothing
all
less.
Equal in quality.
Yes. The acting is superb in each of those.
Yeah, hey. Wrestling's made me cry.
Amen. You and I have one other friend who really likes wrestling, and I'll never understand, but I'm glad you guys like it.
It's fun. Also, everyone's like super ripped, and it's fun to watch really athletic people do things.
So are you saying this is like they're your Mr. Russo from Wizards of Waverly Place?
We were talking before we started the episode about how Anna thought that all of Wizards of Waverly Place, the entire cast, well, not the entire cast, mostly just Selena Gomez and the dad, were smoking hot.
I still think Selena Gomez is a smoke show. She's beautiful.
And what about the dad?
I saw him recently. I'd still say he's a DILF.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. I didn't know what that term was when I was watching Wizards, but they're bringing it back, though, so I'm ready.
I know. I don't want them to. I'm not a fan of all these revivals.
Me either, but I'm going to watch it.
I'm not.
I
watched an episode of the iCarly revival. It was terrible.
I didn't watch that one. I was scared.
It was on an airplane. Not
That's fair.
The
You
show
were
was not
trapped.
set on an airplane. I was trapped on an airplane.
You were
I
being
wasn't
held
flying
hostage.
anywhere.
Yep. Oh.
Yeah, it was a
just
whole
for fun?
money plane situation. Anyway, that's it for this week's episode of In Conclusion. I hope you liked our deep discussion into Life Size. Really got into it.
No, I'm actually really excited to talk about it.
When was the first time you watched this?
Birth. No, I'm kidding. I don't know. I honestly don't remember. I just remember, so when I was little, if I ever was sick and couldn't go to school, when my grandparents still lived in town, because they eventually moved out of town and then they stayed with us a lot. But before that, if I was ever sick, my mom and dad would just be like, okay, you're going to go to Grandma and Grandpa's house today. And my grandma had a stack of multiple VHS tapes, but there were 3 that were our favorites, and they were Madeline, about the little French girl, but it was the live action one.
Okay.
And then Peter Cottontail, stop action Easter movie.
Okay.
And then my personal favorite, Life Size.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure there were others.
People.
Oh, there was also the Indian in the cupboard, but I thought that was boring, so I didn't like that one as much.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those were the movies that... Oh, and the Pokemon movie.
Ooh, which one?
The very first one where they all get turned
Pokemon,
to stone.
the first movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so those are the movies my grandma had.
Okay, so it was just a carousel of those?
She definitely pulled up to a secondhand store and was like, I need some movies for my grandchildren, and snagged what she could find. So, yeah, so I don't know, but I'm pretty sure I was sick one time and I was just sitting on her couch eating a popsicle, because my mom said I used to get strep throat from time to time. And I would just sit there, and my grandma would put on a movie, and I'm pretty sure one time she put on Life Size, and then my cousin and I fell in love, and we watched it all the time. How about you, Dan?
I have no solid memory of when I first saw this. It was when I was a kid. I remember liking it. My dad and my brother really like it.
Because it's classic film.
They sing Be a Star.
Me
still.
too! Me too! Shine bright, shine far, be a star. Yes.
But this was the first time that I watched it in probably at least 10 years.
Fair.
I have a second question for you.
Okay.
How did you find this movie? Where did you watch it from? Did you get a DVD of it? Did you borrow? Was it at your parents' house? Because
YouTube.
I could not find this.
Really? I was watching it on YouTube. Illegal.
I was watching it on a much more illegal site, a much sketchier site. Why does this not exist anywhere?
I don't know, because ABC and Disney, they're weird with their copyrights, and they probably were like, we don't want people to see this right now. You know how it is.
Oh, the Disney Vault.
Yeah, it's probably in the vault.
As an archivist, it's stupid. Open the vault up, you cowards.
Period. Tell him, Dan.
Yeah. But also, if you're hiring, hi.
Dan.
It's not available for purchase online anywhere. It is not streaming on Hulu or Disney Plus. It is only available on DVD or tape. And I don't have a VCR here. My parents have a VCR.
Yeah.
Should I have flown back to get a VCR to watch this?
I mean, you might need to have. Should have. I don't know why I said it like that. You should have.
Might need to have.
I'm trying to find the link that I watched it on again. I was in the bowels, okay? Homegirl was in the bowels.
Well, like how you find all the Broadway show recordings and they're under like makeup tutorial.
Yes.
Anyway, Life Size, the movie.
All right.
Let's get into it.
Let's do it to it.
So, Casey Stewart, played by Lindsay Lohan.
Amazing.
By far the best actor in the movie.
I would say I won't have you do Tyra dirty like that, but I will, you know? I will have you do Tyra dirty like that.
Lindsay Lohan is an astonishingly talented child actor.
That's true.
She is the quarterback of her school's 7th grade football team. They're on their way to the state championship, even though her dad isn't coming to the games because he's a busy lawyer who can. He's not even a partner at his law firm, and he can afford a massive house.
Times were different back then, you know?
It was the 90s.
Afford more. Yeah, I stand by what I said.
As a quarterback, Lindsay Lohan, her character is, I would guess, in a similar situation to Justin Herbert was on the Los Angeles Chargers last year, where not only is her offensive line horrible and she gets sacked or nearly sacked far too often, her receivers also have boards for hands and can't catch a ball that's dropped directly in their lap.
Not boards for hands, Dan.
And then her coach gets mad at her for yelling at the receiver who didn't catch a ball that like landed in his hands.
Yeah, listen. It's not a sports movie, Dan, okay? Let's just start there.
It should be. I want to see the 7th grade team play this. I want to learn more about the team they play in the state championship because they are much bigger.
I don't know what to tell you.
Also, Lindsay Lohan, her mom in the movie, she's dead. She's been dead for 2 years. She also looks incredibly like the one picture that we see of her looks basically exactly the same as the other blonde woman in the movie.
Fair.
Her dad's coworker.
Blonde women were in short supply, I guess.
So she is avoidant of her dad. She basically has no friends. As Lindsay Lohan is the best actor in the movie, her 3 former friends who appear on the one stretch of road that they could film on, always walking down the sidewalk, they might be the worst actors in
They blew the budget
history.
on Tyra and Lindsay, okay? They blew the budget. Because I don't think I could have, like... Tyra and Lindsay, when I was little, I knew who they were, right?
Mm-hmm.
As an adult, I'm pretty sure they're the only ones that, like, when I think of this movie, I think of them, obviously. There's not like, oh, so-and-so played, like, a bit role. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there isn't really a, oh, he's in this or she's in this. The actor who plays the dad has been in, like, episodes of a ton of things as, like, a guest actor, like a one-episode role. But, like, other than that, no one else on Wikipedia has an image on their Wikipedia page, which I think is the differentiator between, yeah, I don't recognize that person, or, oh, I've seen them before. Like that, crossing that level of fame.
There was no room for that. They just said, nobody's because we blew the budget on Tyra and Lindsay. That's it.
We got $20 million to film this movie, and we spent $19 million on the 2 leads.
Literally, though, I mean, it's Tyra Banks. She was already doing Next Top Model, wasn't she?
I don't think so. This was her first acting role.
Oh,
no,
shit.
she started in America's Next Top Model in 2003. And I'm wrong. This was not her first acting role. It was her first nothing role, because she was on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air in 1993. She was in a movie called Higher Learning in 1995. And then she was in 3 movies prior to this. Love Stinks, The Apartment Complex, which I've never heard of, and Love and Basketball.
Oh, I've heard of Love and Basketball.
Mm-hmm.
I never watched it, unfortunately. Sorry to Queen Latifah, who I'm pretty sure is in that movie also.
I get that mixed up with The Basketball Diaries, the Leonardo DiCaprio movie, and they're very different.
Yeah. They are very different. Oh, wait. Maybe Queen Latifah isn't in this movie. What was I thinking of? I could have swore. Okay, I was thinking of the wrong movie. Sorry, guys. I don't know what I'm talking about either.
But apologies to Queen Latifah anyway.
Yeah, I mean, we love her.
Yeah.
Nothing but respect for my Motormouth Maybelle, you know what I mean?
So Casey wants to bring her mom back to life, so she goes to some website, peak 2000s web design, to find the location of the Book of Awakenings, which is at a local bookstore. God.
Oh, this is just all taking me back in time, for real.
Would you try to do this?
No! I was like, girl, don't do it. That's so scary.
She gets a book. The book, it has a spell for how to raise the dead, but she needs to perform a seance, and the spell will become permanent unless it's undone by the sunset on the 4th day.
Oh my god, I'm scared.
The book also costs $150.
Okay, pause. I was Googling Queen Latifah. I was thinking of the movie Just Right, in which she is holding a basketball on the cover of the film. So that was a reach, and my arms are tired now, but I did my best, okay? I did my best.
You heard basketball, and that was just immediately your first thought. Not like Michael
Yeah.
Jordan. No. Just Right with Queen Latifah.
Queen Latifah, to me, apparently, she's a basketball star, apparently.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I mean, she's tall.
Yeah, I don't know where that came from, considering I've mostly seen her only in other things. I've never seen that movie, so I don't know. Anyway.
She only has $61 to pay for the book, which, one, that's a lot of money that you expected to spend on a book anyway. And two, this book is $150? What in the world?
Also, she's a kid. Like, why is she...
I don't know. When I was in 7th grade, I could acquire money.
Yeah, me too, but not $150, let alone $60.
I had a sock that I just kept money in my drawer.
All right, I had an envelope. Makes sense.
I thought it was so secret, and then my mom would come to me at points and be like, I needed cash, so I took money out of your sock.
Not the sock!
And she was like, I'll pay you back. And I was like, you know about it? So that would move it, and I would just like move it from one drawer to another drawer. And she's like, a couple of weeks later, I put the cash that I took back in your sock.
Not the sock, Dan. Oh my god.
So she collects artifacts about her mother, including her hair on a hairbrush, but her dad's coworker gifts her a Eve doll, a failing knockoff Barbie doll.
Fuck the... Ah! I got stuck. I'm gonna say, fuck the Eve doll. She hates Eve.
Yeah. Lindsay Lohan, she's not like most girls. She hates playing with dolls. No way she would ever play with a doll.
Oh my god.
And
it's
this
so
bitch
camp
comes
when we
in.
say it out loud, okay?
Right?
I love it so much.
This bitch comes in with a limited edition serialized number doll, and she's like, you'll love it. Lindsay Lohan is 12. Were you playing with Barbies at 12?
No, but I wasn't really a Barbie girly ever. I was a Polly Pocket girly.
Were you playing with Polly Pockies at 12? I said
No.
Polly Pockies.
Polly
Polly
Pockets?
Pockets.
No, I was not, that I can remember. I think at that point I started playing with makeup. Like, not a lot, but like, you know, a little blush or like experimenting and that kind of stuff, but not dolls.
Yeah, I think when I was 12, I stopped playing with dolls and started playing with women.
with their hearts, Dan.
Yeah, just
Trash.
ripping them out.
God.
No, I was still playing with Legos. I still do play with Legos.
You can. I was gonna say you can still play with Barbies now. I wouldn't shade people unless they're like actually playing with them. But if they're like a collector, who cares? Whatever.
No, play with them. I respect that more than collecting them.
Oh, okay.
They're toys. They're meant to be played with.
All right, fair.
I say to the woman who's collecting hundreds of Funko Pops.
That's Gage. This box right here. These are all
Anna is-
Gage's.
Just pulling out Funko Pops from a box next to her.
Literally. We got to put them up on the wall. It's just in here because we're going to paint and we just haven't put them up yet.
Oh, put them up and then paint around them.
That's what I said.
I'm
I
sure
said
it'll go
just put them
really
up.
well.
Well, I said just put them up because obviously we're not... I'm whispering like it's a secret. I said just put them up and he's like, no, what if we do this and this? I was like, just put them up. But whatever.
So she gets gifted the doll, and then this coworker goes to drop it off in her room, and it's like, knock, knock. I'm a stranger coming into your bedroom. Let me
Disgusting. Absolutely not.
in. And because Lindsay Lohan is trying to do a seance at that time, she gets flustered, knocks stuff off, knocks Eve on the ground.
Get out. I'm performing a seance. That was me being a crabby teen.
God, Mom. I'm raising
You're
the
not my real
dead.
mom. Literally. You're not my real mom.
One question I have about this spell. Would it just, like, wake her mom up in a coffin?
Oh my god. I never
Like, just
thought about that,
underground?
and now that
That'd be
you're saying that, that's
terrifying.
really scary. I think you're right. Like, she's expecting that her mom's just gonna walk through the door. That's really scary. I don't like thinking about that at all.
'Cause
actually.
It resurrected, but I have another question about the spell, because it resurrected Eve, but Eve had never been alive before. So it just erected Eve, apparently.
Disgusting.
Unless Eve had been alive and was murdered and turned into doll form, and then
Oh my god.
resurrected with her memories lost.
I'm scared, honestly. I don't like that theory at all. I'm sick.
So Eve gets the coworker brushes Eve's hair with her mom's hairbrush, which is like,
Why would you brush
Weird
a
to
doll's
do.
hair? Like, if somebody came into my room and was brushing Jester or a doll or anything with my personal hairbrush, I'd say, what the F are you doing?
how did you get in my home?
That too. But even if Gage, like, picked up something and was using my hairbrush, I'd be like, hello? Ew?
That's for my head. It goes on top
Yeah.
of my head.
Amen. That's for the knots in my crusty hair.
Shower.
Oh, I do shower.
Oh. Why is it so crusty?
For
No.
fun. Oh.
That was a gross, not an intrigued, It'd be weird if you went, I do shower, and I went, tell me more. Describe
Well, I use
them.
soap.
No.
I use soap.
I didn't want this.
Oh, okay.
You don't need to continue.
Your loss.
Is it?
Yes.
Sometimes it's called an addition by subtraction. And subtracting that information in the world is an addition to my psyche.
Less is more.
We need to keep going.
All right.
So Eve gets resurrected after Casey does this spell all night, where she says, Skaboodle, Heaven Fever Incorporated,
Ooh.
8,000 times.
Yes.
What is the thing from I Love Lucy? Or
That's
no,
not
it's
from
not
I
I
Love
Love Lucy.
Lucy.
It's set in
Laverne
Milwaukee.
and Shirley.
Laverne and Shirley.
And you lived here for 4 years? Disgusting.
I know, right?
For longer than 4 years.
Schlemiel.
Get it together. Shamil, Shamal, Hassenpfeffer Incorporated, right? Am I right?
I'm trying to remember what the second part is. Schlemiel, Schlemazel, Hassenpfeffer Incorporated. Yeah.
Yeah. They definitely say Hassenpfeffer.
Yes.
I've taken the Lakefront Brewery tour. Brewery.
So Eve is alive. She's awake. She is in Lindsay Lohan's bed.
Scary. I don't want strangers in my bed. I'm past that point in my life.
Eve has a lot of history in her past. She's been a law enforcement agent, a doctor. She's been an astronaut.
Homegirl's been employed.
She's the best at everything. She has. She lives in Sunnyvale in the middle of America. Kansas.
I mean,
The
she's a girl's girl.
geographic middle of America.
Amen.
So Eve is super excited about being a real woman and being alive and living well. Lindsay Lohan is like, you're not my mom. I was supposed to resurrect my mom. I don't want you here. You're a doll.
God, that would be so... you come to life for the first time and a teenager automatically hates you. I'd be like, send me back. I don't want to be here. I'm scared.
That's how you know you're really living.
That's true.
If the teenagers automatically loved you, you'd be like, this isn't real. I'm in a nightmare.
Yeah, well, not a nightmare. I think it's cool when the teens like me. I was lamenting today to Gage about how I wish that Renee Rapp thought I was cool, but she said that she thinks millennial women are lame, and I was like, oh.
I saw Renee Rapp on Broadway.
In Mean Girls?
In Mean Girls.
Okay, bitch, whatever. Slay.
She was great. I saw it with my grandmother, who was 87 at the time. She is now, or she will be 91 in a few days.
Iconic. Is this Bon Jovi's bestie? Amazing.
And I was saying to her, I was like, oh, that's really weird seeing somebody who's younger than me on Broadway and like performing and like having a career. And she was like, as she's 87 years old.
She's used to it, Dan.
Yeah.
She said, I have no patience for you and your existential crises.
Welcome to living the rest of your life.
Yep. It's only downhill from here.
Wow. Glad I have that to look forward to.
I look forward to you telling me what your therapist has to say about what I just said to you.
So over the next few days, even Lindsay Lohan, you know, I don't know why I switched using character name versus actor name. Tyra Banks and Lindsay Lohan, they go out on the town. They go living life.
Amazing. A child and a doll. I love that.
Eve, they go on a shopping spree at the local mall.
My ideal. We love a shopping spree.
With a great song playing. C'est la vie by the group Bewitched.
God, this movie's so camp. I love a mall shopping montage. Come on.
C'est la vie was also used in other films, which for some reason are not listed on its Wikipedia page.
Okay, I was like, why are you saying it so ominously right now?
It's featured in other films. All directed by Kevin Spacey.
They're cursed. Cursed films.
And Tyra Banks in most outfits looks incredible because of course she does.
She's a fucking
she looks
model.
great in everything.
She's a model.
And then they're walking down the street. Casey's trying to run away from her. She almost gets run over by a truck, and I'm like, Pet Sematary? Are we here? Are we doing
it?
Oh
I love Pet Sematary.
But Eve uses her police training to stop the truck.
Yes. Iconic queen behavior.
Real police training of standing in the middle of the road and holding your hand up.
Is that not what I imagine police do? I think it is.
That feels like more. And then she smells for the first time. She eats for the first time. She gets...
Okay, pause. Don't you think she would have been smelling already? Like, you're breathing, girl.
Maybe she wasn't cognizant of it.
True. If the air doesn't smell bad or good, it just doesn't really smell.
That's true. But also, it would be like, you don't know what bad or good smells like, so I feel like your nose would be just like trying to get as much information as possible. You couldn't have gone nose blind to things yet.
True. Side note, if you hear any huffing and breathing heavily, it's because Jester walked back into the room.
Nope. I refuse to believe that that's the real reason.
It's actually me.
I think that you have seen the father from Wizards of Waverly Place, and you cannot catch your breath.
You're right.
I don't know. I don't even remember their last name on the show.
Russo, I told you that.
Mr. Russo.
Fanning myself.
Oh, make me a sandwich, please, sir.
Literally. Even their mom was hot. Dang. They're all hot.
She gets hired by Lindsay Lohan's dad
Oh.
to be the secretary.
When she's typing and all she can type is ASDF.
That's how my workday goes.
That literally, I thought that was the funniest shit when I was little. And guess what? It's still funny to me now.
It is aged like fine wine.
Yes! Oh
If
my
anything,
God.
gotten funnier with age.
Oh my God, hilarious.
While she is at the office, she gets sexually harassed by one of her dad's coworkers, who is a horn dog.
Yikes.
She also gives one of the frumpy secretary who's dressed like David Byrne and Stop Making Sense. She gives her a makeover with some basically just makeup and a different haircut.
That is how a makeover works, Dan.
I realized that as I was explaining. I don't know what else I was expecting.
Like, do you think they were going to buy her plastic surgery?
Yeah, like where's the veneers?
Yeah.
Where's the
breast
where's the
lift?
chin implant?
God. That's not how the average Joe's makeover goes. For the
Yeah,
record.
normally it's just like, I'm gonna part my hair differently.
Yeah.
Gotta use some different facial products. No, I wanna go discount BBL or bust.
Oh my God, when you get cement in your butt? I don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
Careful
that
out
make
there
it-
in these streets.
So I think you and I both have the same issue where we have very bony butts and it like hurts to sit on like flat things or like non-cushioned things for a while.
Yeah, I have a
people
hemorrhoid
with-
cushion at work. Yes.
Oh my God. Do you think
My
people
butt gets
with
sore.
very rotund behinds can sit comfortably?
God.
Like it's like a built-in cushion, or is it more just like pressure on it? I don't know.
I bet they can. I bet it's nice. Those with dump trucks, please sound off in the comments. If
Welcome
you
back
have
to
an
the
absolute,
Flat Ass Podcast. Talking about
I was
all our
thinking of-
problems.
I got that pancake. You know what I mean? Me and Dan out here, flatter than a something flat. It's hard.
We can stand against a wall and have heels, lower back, and head all touching it at the same time.
Yeah, we can.
No curve. Entire
see-
100% points of contact.
If I see someone with a juicy caboose, I feel immediate envy.
You shouldn't watch baseball then.
I do, and I get sad.
Yeah. So Eve also goes to her dad's company's work party, the fanciest work party I've ever seen, but they are all lawyers.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like that's pretty on brand for lawyers. Lawyers, in the comments, do you have to wear black tie? Okay, not black tie, but fancy clothes to your gatherings? Sound off.
Also, lawyers in the comments, if you have a juicy caboose, does it make it easier or difficult to sit in the chairs in the courtroom?
Do you think that, like, people would be distracted if you're up there and you're trying to give, like, your case and your ass is just dummy thick?
Why do they keep turning?
I feel
They
like
keep,
that would be...
posing.
I'd be like, hello, stop looking at my booty. I'm trying to defend someone.
If you please, the prosecution would stop clapping.
God damn, we make these jokes because we're jealous. Okay?
Yes. We're jealous and we want it.
God, I'm so jealous.
Eve dances and sings her theme song.
Shine bright, shine far. Be a star,
Be a
Dan.
star.
Yes, where you live, where you are, be a star. Right, Jester? Be a star. She says yes.
And then she tries to cook for
This is relatable
the family,
content.
and she almost burns the house down, and then Lindsay Lohan has to come in and spray the pie she was making, the cake. I don't know what she was making, but it was just a mound that was burnt to a
food.
crisp.
Yeah.
She comes in and she sprays it with a fire extinguisher after a minute, and then they're like, okay, we did it. And in the background, the food is still on fire. They did not put it out. I don't know if you noticed
Maybe they
that.
just managed the food, you know?
like
it's not going to burn the
it.
house down now.
They spray it and themselves with the fire extinguisher, and that's kind of the moment that brings the two of them together. But in the background, I was just like, that's still, you didn't put it out. You barely affected the flames. It's still burning.
I don't know what to say, Dan. I mean,
Hey, shine bright.
shine far. Be a star.
And Casey realizes the spell to reverse this livingness of Eve is only found in volume 2 of the spell book. And I'm like, DLC for books?
Not the DLC. Classic.
What a money grab. It's great.
I love it so much.
If you want to learn the secret, you have to buy book 2 of The Secret. The
Ooh.
Secreter.
Not the secreter.
2C2 crit.
Ooh. Love it.
So it's the day of the big football game. Lindsay Lohan's team is in the state championship.
Mm-hmm.
Her dad has a big deposition thing going on. That, if it goes well, he'll be made partner at his law firm. If it doesn't, who knows what'll happen? They'll probably kill him.
Probably. I imagine that's what happens when you it's like samurais. If you bring dishonor to the firm, gotta hit the road
Absolutely.
in your life.
That's
you
why
gotta
you see all
die.
those- That's why you see all those lawyers carrying katanas into
Yes.
the courtroom.
Katana wins. Yes. I know that's not the same, but when you said katana, that's where my heart went.
This is Katana. Her sword takes the soul of the people that it kills. I would advise you to not get on her bad side. I don't think that's the actual quote, but that's basically the quote from Suicide Squad.
Oh, I was thinking of Katana from Mortal Kombat.
That's a better reference.
is
You
it?
know,
Wait.
do you know of Casey Catanzaro from
No.
American Ninja Warrior? She was the first woman to complete the course.
No.
Well, she's in the WWE now, and they gave
Oh.
her a ring name. Her ring name is Katana Chance.
Okay. I don't know what to think about that.
Just more katana-related facts.
Interesting.
Anyway, her dad, realizing that he only has so much time with his daughter, I figured he would have realized that maybe 2 years ago when his wife died.
Yeah.
You know, we all learn at different speeds. He leaves the big deposition and gives a big old speech to his boss that's like, I gotta be with my daughter. And his boss is just like, okay,
Literally.
I guess. He goes
Because he's not a
he
woman, so he doesn't have to choose between children or his career.
Yeah. Yeah. It's great.
Yeah. That's all there is to it.
So he gets to the football game. Eve also gets to the football game and watches, where Lindsay Lohan, she throws it to the coach says, all right, come on, Casey, we just need one touchdown now. And I'm like, horrible coaching.
That would be how I coached.
Absurd pressure on this 12-year-old.
I'd be like, and now we run and score. That's it.
That's it. That's the football game.
See you at the end for
She-
orange slices.
Just like earlier, her offensive line doesn't do shit, and she is getting bum rushed by like 8 20-year-olds.
She's truly carrying this team.
She launches a bomb. They portray it to be a bomb to the receiver who has continuously dropped her passes, and he somehow miraculously catches it. He, however, does not catch it in stride, so he has to stop and then catch it and then keep running, which,
Oh my
had he
God.
caught it in stride, we wouldn't have the issue that occurs maybe 5 seconds later, where he is running down the sidelines. He looks like he's going to score. They're going to score a touchdown. They're down by 4, so if they score a touchdown, they win. He gets tackled at the 1-yard line. He's
Classic.
just short as time runs out. I mean, props to him for catching the ball this time. That seemed like
I
it was
suppose.
a first. However, catch it in stride, turn on the blasters. You got to go.
The blasters.
Turn on
Put
the
it into
blasters.
maximum
Launch it.
overdrive.
Yeah, go to hyperspeed.
Mm-hmm.
Game is on the line. If you're not churning and burning, do you really care about this 7th grade middle school football
Were you
championship?
going to say 7th grade high school championship?
Yeah.
Dan, I
I
feel
said
like
what I
that was
said.
I feel motivated. I'm going to go run, and it's going to be so good. I feel
If
motivated.
there's one thing I want people to take away from this podcast is they should pick me as their motivation in their workouts. I will record a
I'm
motivational
so-
speech for them.
Please do, because that's
About-
what I'm lacking at the gym.
Give me any topic, and I can give you a motivational speech about it.
Oh God, what's a topic? Just motivate me, Dan. I need to be motivated. Dogs.
I need dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Dogs wake up every day.
They do.
They
Can
spend
confirm.
Dogs spend their entire lives doing one thing.
Mm-hmm. And what is that?
Is trying to be around the people they love.
True, except for mine, who's fucking gone again.
So when you're not around the dog, you love
Mm-hmm.
your dog. And when you're not around your dog, you're taking away the one thing that they truly want in life. And that
Okay,
is to be
stop.
around you. So
I'm
when you're
depressed.
not around them, you need to maximize your time. You need to maximize what you're doing. Make it worth it in the time that you're away from them. If you're at the gym, you got to go hard. If you're at work, you got to give 100%. Otherwise, go home and be with your dog, damn it.
Amen. Amen. I'm crying. My stinky girl doesn't want to be around me, though, so it's fine.
If you want to hear more of that, subscribe to my Tony Robbins parody podcast,
Amazing.
The Secrete. So Casey gets a email that the book has arrived at the local bookstore. And she's like, no, I like Eve now. I'm not going to turn her back. But Eve has been getting homesick about Sunnyvale. And also, the Eve dolls are fucking flopping.
Yeah.
They are falling down. No sales. They're thinking about canceling the line.
Because they have no personality.
Yeah, because Eve's too perfect.
Mm-hmm.
So she goes.
Except she can't type.
Eve goes to kill herself. No, she goes back to be a doll.
She does, yes.
She buys the book. She says goodbye at the championship game. She goes to a special room at the toy company's headquarters, recites the incantation. Lindsay Lohan and her dad show up. They tearfully say goodbye and watch her turn into a doll.
Ugh. Crying.
Apparently, Eve as a doll learned from her experiences in the real world and became a popular toy again. Don't really know how that worked. Were they getting all their
Magic.
sales tactics from talking to a doll?
Yes.
Cool. Casey, Lindsay Lohan, reconnects with her old, terrible acting friends. Her dad gets a promotion. goes out to lunch with his blonde coworker.
He and Eve should have just got together. I know she's a doll, but it could have worked, I think.
And then for me, the version of the movie that I was watching just ends. It cuts off. Nothing there.
Okay.
It cuts off before the song and dance of them singing Be a Star.
Oh, you missed the best part.
I know, so I found it on YouTube and watched it. It was slightly sped up. It was very odd.
You know what?
But then
I love that.
the whole cast gets together, sings Eve's theme song, Be a Star.
Yes.
And then the movie ends, and that is life size.
My youth. Oh.
So, now that we've gone through it, thoughts?
It's just, it had such a special place for me. I can't even, even if it wasn't good to me now, I can't say that because it just holds such a warm place in my heart. I can't give you a good review, Dan. I just love it. It's cute. I know I was, mostly joking when I said this is my Tyra Banks. But, this was my first introduction to her. She was so fun and cute. I just like this movie a lot. And, it's... I saw a bunch of articles that were Life Size walked so Barbie could run. And I do feel that in my heart.
At 100%. Watching it, I was like, this is the first draft of Barbie.
Yeah. Somebody came into the studio with the life-size script and was like, I'm feeling inspired.
Yeah. Noah Baumbach walks in. He's like, well, I just made Marriage Story. And I just watched Life Size.
It's been a weird week.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't watched this in a while. I think it's fun. It's not anything groundbreaking, not anything spectacular, but it moves along at a steady pace. The Lindsay Lohan and Tyra Banks are fun to watch. It doesn't take itself too seriously or anything, and it wraps it up all tidy and quick. Yeah,
I would agree. It's it's a perfect kids movie. That's all there is to it.
Yeah. Well, it's not a perfect kids movie.
It's a fucking perfect kids movie, Dan. It was perfect to me.
If you want to know... Oh, yeah, I got that. I gathered as much. If you want to know what... Anna recently joined Letterboxd.
Ooh!
She wrote a review for Life Size, and her review states, "What's the secret to becoming partner? Let a strange woman live in your guest house. Fund their shopping addiction, and hire them on the spot." Life Size.
Amen. Yes, I see she got the message.
That's the real, true message of the movie.
Yes.
Not that being perfect is boring. No. Live in the guest house. Find
Let
someone
everyone into your
house.
home.
I have some trivia for you.
Hit me.
The Lindsay Lohan did not have to audition. She was cast immediately because she had a 3-picture contract with Walt Disney.
Nice.
This was the second movie for the contract. The first was The Parent Trap.
What was the third one?
I assume another Get a Clue?
I don't remember that movie.
I need to look through her filmography. Oh, her Wikipedia page. There's an entire separate Wikipedia page called Personal Life of Lindsay Lohan. Not going to click on that.
Whew. Let the woman heal.
Yeah. It was either Get a Clue or Freaky Friday.
Really? Not Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen?
No, because that came out later. That wasn't part of the...
You're right. Okay.
Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen and Mean Girls came out the same year.
Oh, fuck. Really?
Yeah.
Dang, I loved that movie.
Never seen it.
Oh, it's cute.
Tyra Banks did also not audition. She did a screen test with Lindsay Lohan. A chemistry test. They had chemistry.
Ooh.
Lindsay Lohan's siblings, Michael, Aliana, and Dakota, are all cheering in the football stands in uncredited cameos. The original pitch of the movie was specifically about Barbie. It was called Ken and Barbie. Then Disney bought it. And then it was about a character named Star, which is why it was Be a Star.
Not be an Eve.
Eve bites all the apples she sees, even though God told her to leave.
Ooh, okay. Okay, Dan.
I guess that
Get
would be,
him his Oscar.
Yeah, please. Best original song.
Mm-hmm.
Then there was another doll called a Star doll, so legally they had to change it to Eve.
Okay.
Or anything else, and they chose Eve.
All right.
And it was, and this was filmed in Vancouver. That's the trivia that I have for you. Also, there's a sequel that we're not going to watch.
Yeah,
it came out in 2018 called Life Size 2, A Christmas Eve.
I heard it sucks.
It originally aired during 25 Days of Christmas. Lindsay Lohan is not in it because she was busy filming
so bad.
Lindsay Lohan's Beach Club.
Oh. Okay.
But no, we are not watching it. Don't want to watch it. I heard it's also really bad.
Yeah, I did too. My coworker was asking me about it. I was like, we don't talk about that.
Anna, would this movie be better or worse than the same with Jonathan Taylor Thomas as Lindsay Lohan's role?
The same, honestly. There'd just be like some added weirdness of like, I feel like the stepmom or the girlfriend would be like, I thought you were a girl, or something like very thousands for the time to glaze over the fact that it's a boy who has a doll. But I think the message would still end up being the same.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, the message of perfect is boring. We all have flaws, and that's what makes us interesting.
Yeah. Like, I think you could get the same story by giving the kid an action figure or something, you know, if you wanted to be gender specific like that for the time. Yeah. What, you don't agree?
No, I agree. I'm just laughing at the idea of we all have flaws. That's what makes us interesting. What's interesting about the football player who keeps dropping the fucking passes? His hands that don't work. That's his flaw.
Said he should take on something else.
Yeah. Like chopping down trees with his hands.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. I don't really know where Jimmy Stewart would end up in here.
As
I don't
Eve.
think there's really a role for as Eve.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm from Sunnyvale. It's in the middle of America. Oh,
I think it works.
The best secretary. Yeah, I think it works. I think it'd be better. He's got the sex appeal.
Mm-hmm. Tyra, out of the way.
On a scale of 1 to 5 serial numbers tattooed on the bottom of your foot, what do you give Life Size?
5. I love it. It's perfect. Don't change.
Jesus Christ.
I told you it was one of my favorites when I was little. I have to give it a 5 for the vibes.
I do want to point out, just because you loved it when you were little doesn't mean you have to
I will
love
not
it
be
now.
taking criticism at this time.
You gave this a 5. I think you gave Inside Llewyn Davis like a 2.
Booty movie.
Oh my god. I gave it a 2.5.
Are you fucking kidding me, Dan?
Two-
You're
that
gonna
is-
come here
that
and
is right in the
disrespect
middle.
me like this?
Yeah.
Oh my
I like it
God.
half as much as you do.
I'm sick. I'm fucking
You're
sick.
ill. Yeah, and I'm twisted.
Literally.
That's it for Life Size. But we're not done with dolls. We got one more doll movie coming up.
We're still playing with dolls. No?
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, we are.
Because next week we're talking about Barbie.
I forgot people couldn't see me dancing, so now it just sounds like I made a weird guinea pig sound, but I was dancing.
Anna wasn't dancing. She was just making guinea pig sounds. And now
That's
she's trying
not
to cover
true.
up for it.
It's not true.
Yeah, so next week we'll be back with Barbie 2. tune in for that. In the meantime, if you want to find us on social media, we're on Facebook and Twitter at And In Conclusion, on Instagram at In Conclusion Podcast, on Patreon at patreon.com/InConclusion. I'm on Twitter at Dan O'Keefe86 and on TikTok at Not Dan O'Keefe. Anna, where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram at AutomusPrime818, or you can find me on Twitter at AutobotsRollOut, capital O for Auto, capital B for Bots, capital R for Roll in the O, and Roll in the O, and out are zeros. Woo!
Woo! We'll be back with Barbie. In the meantime, everybody stay safe, have fun, shine bright, shine far, don't be shy, be a star. Bye-bye!
Amazing. Bye! I hope you have a lot of fun.